Okay, reloaded the save. Got some stuff fixed. Hopefully, it won't happen again. So, anyways, we tried to add in this incinerator, which I think again we're having issues with. So these two lines, well, maybe not that one, but I don't know if it can I don't really. Hold on a second. Let me just try something real quick.
Forests are being engulfed by flames.
Think I got it.
Thick
Okay,
smoke.
thanks, lady. Okay, well, we kind of got something working now. So either way, interestingly enough, though, come on, stop, get out of here. This is supposed to be processing like 40 tons a month. We're processing actually a little bit more than that. It's supposed to be able to produce like 200 something megawatts. Um, I don't know. I probably still don't have something hooked up right. Actually, now that, let me try one more thing. It's barely putting anything out. It's putting something out now, onto the power supply. Barely anything though. I know that it is connected up here too, um, right here. So it's connected with a an 80 megawatt cable, and that's barely putting anything out there actually as well. So that's interesting. Yeah, for whatever reason, this thing is not being very efficient right now. I'm not really sure why. It was working before, but it's not really now. So, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and look at this. So, if we come in here, all right, now there's a couple of buildings that are on. Or that are in low maintenance mode right now, for electricity buildings, but we haven't gotten to them yet, so I don't want to talk about them yet. But basically, as you can see, like we still we're still 300,000 away. Um, we're super close, but there's a lot of other things that are adding into these buildings being so efficient. First off, I have almost no taxes whatsoever in my city. I had the uneducated being taxed a little bit because we're not even making any money from them, because I didn't want them in my city. So it was kind of encouraging people to go to school. Which actually, if we look at that now, I assume we have nobody uneducated. I have a few people uneducated. Um, but I mean, like you can see, most of my population is educated or above, which is what I wanted. Partially because a lot of these buildings require well-educated or educated individuals. So, regardless of that, though, that's part of the reason they're working so efficiently. So these aren't great numbers to go off of, but realistically, I mean, just take off probably like 200, maybe 100, about 100 megawatts off this. So we'd be exporting about 1,000. So I still wasn't breaking. I still wasn't making a profit with this. We were close, very close though. So when you look at these items in here, the wind turbines can produce 5 megawatts for 15,000 a month. That's pretty good, when you compare the numbers there. That's about $3,000 a month, per megawatt. This one here, um, you're putting yourself almost at $4,000 a megawatt. So if the wind turbine can't even do it at three, your small coal power plant's not going to be able to do it at four. Especially because the upgrade. Oh, come on. The upgrades on these, I should have covered that, don't help anything. This increased your storage area. Not really sure why you need to increase your storage area. Um, this changes the fuel type, which reduces the amount of fuel you consume, which is good to reduce a little bit of the price of that you're importing. But I don't know how that truly works. It didn't make any sense to me. Also, when you hover over top of this here, you're paying $25,000 for a ton of gas. It's that's not going to make you 15% cheaper gas is not going to save you, if that makes sense. So, but then if we go back to these again, these are making 9.4 roughly. They used to be making 9.4. I'm not sure why they're making less, but whatever. They're making 9.4 at now $23,000 a month. Um, so that's much closer to like 2.5 or $2,500 for megawatt. And then when you add in these transfer stations, though, that's when your prices start to go back up again, because you can only get 11 wind turbines per transfer station, roughly, and the costs start to go up and up and up, and then you're up at like 2,000 or 2,000 like 800 ish, roughly in that ballpark. These ones here at my current efficiency level, you're looking at a little over $2,000 a megawatt. So you can see that that's already really efficient at my level, though. That's not going to be yours starting out. It's going to be closer to the 3,000 again. Okay, these here, I didn't experiment with them too much because, like I said, this one here, it seems like it could be good. Like, oh wow, look, that's getting 100 more megawatts. That's got to be good, but it's not. Look at how expensive that is. $412 a month for 100 extra megawatts. It's cheaper to build another gas power station than it would be to get this upgrade. I don't know what the point of this upgrade is. If it's just if you're limited in space or something. But either way, it just it can't be that much more efficient. Maybe if you paired it with the advanced fuel furnace, I'm not sure. But adding $80,000 and then that, you're adding $500,000 and you're not even doubling the output of these buildings. Not even doubling the output of them. You're saving a little bit of fuel, creating a little bit less pollution. Same thing with this one. You're creating less air pollution. So if you want less air pollution, go for that. Not that it's bad or anything like that. It's just, um, I mean, they're going to produce pollution regardless. And honestly, if you look at these, that air quality right there, right behind the plant, is not even that bad. When you look at it on the chart right here, um, we're we're somewhere in this ballpark here. Even right inside the plant, like that's you're a little bit closer. Obviously, just don't build residential right there. But like you could build residential like right here. Realistically, not that I would want to live by a coal plant either. But I'm just saying it's not as bad. The the incineration plant though, that was a lot worse. I didn't realize how bad that was going to be. Um, Especially with such slow wind speeds. But I just was just throwing this on just because my people needed something to do with the trash, and I didn't want to build a landfill. So we put that on, and plus it was supposed to produce power, but I don't know. I never got it really working right. Regardless, though, we're not making money off of electricity still. This system here, you could probably get. Um, I think with how I have it all set up right now, I probably would be making a couple $100. If I could get this incineration plant to work, I bet you we would be in the positive. Just because this incineration plant, this cost here is technically being eaten up by, when you look in the service chart here, by your garbage. So you could get this number green. This one would just be red, so you would know. After that though, I was looking at these. I was like, okay, gas power plant. That's a battery. That's not gonna be helpful. Your next options are coal power plants and solar. Well, okay, I should say there's geothermal. But I was looking at this one again, um, and this is another. This is one of those ones where they can make you they can work. You have to get them in the right spot though. So like this one can make me 150 megawatts. It requires a road and such. Again, that's right there at that $2,000 mark that my efficient gas power plants are running at. So geothermal power plants. can do it. Uh, I just think that you'd be better off going somewhere else with them because they're going to pollute the ground, which you're not going to be able to use that water. And then also, you might have to build these in weird locations. Like here, there's a highway right beside um, where where I was building here. So I'd have to add an interchange in here or add another one of these weird dirt roads to do something like that. It just wouldn't be ideal for your city. We're flooding again. Hold on. Anyways, so we're just gonna let it go now. It's kind of fixed. So anyways, the geo thermal power plants can be good, but again, unlocking them in your research tree here is out of the way kind of thing. You don't need to go down this route if you don't want to. Solar power plants. Okay, let's go take a look at those guys. Okay, so I've got 4 of them here. All right, I do have some upgrades on them and stuff like that. These things are actually pretty good. The only issue is if you are actually building a real city, not this cheater one that I've built. That monthly cost isn't too bad. Where is it? It's the startup cost. $1.5 million to get one of these babies down. Now the problem is that they're only producing at maximum 200 megawatts, and you have such a high cost to get them started. That's the real issue I have with these plants versus like your geothermal plant, which is half the cost to start it, same upkeep, and almost as much power output. Um, Almost the same amount of power output. Now, the next thing you have to take into consideration, though, is that these solar plants, again, need sunlight. So, same thing we were running into with the wind turbines when you add the solar panels on those. I'm losing 23% of possible gains because I don't have good sun. I have no idea how to improve the sun. I built up a really high mound right here um, and then flattened it back out. Um, to try to get them higher up to see if that would help. I built a wall here to see if that would block the sunlight. And it does, it casts a shadow like these buildings do. And that didn't even reduce this one, which I thought was weird, but I was like, okay. But either way, these truly do, if you're running it right, these will make you money. If you have a couple of them, like 2 of them, my city only requires like 60 megawatts of power. So these things here, the 4 of them are producing about 1,000 megawatts themselves, which is a bit overkill for my city. But these guys here, they produce. If I turned everything else off and left these run, turned off those over there anyways, and let these just run, I would still be making money. That's how truly efficient these solar panels can be. Now let's talk about this though. I bought the advanced tracking system, which I believe is worth it. It adds $150,000 a month for a possible 100 more megawatts. You don't get that though unless you have full sun coverage. So you are losing some stuff to that. But right now, my cost, as you can see, is a little under $2,000, and that's what we're aiming for. If you can get your electricity bill, your cost of your electricity to be under 2 grand a month per megawatt, you will make money. That's how you make the money. And like I even just built these things on random stuff here, and then just look at how long this power line is. This power line that runs the whole way to the outside there. Look at all those ones. I mean, like I've got a bunch of power lines just running everywhere, trying to get power, as much power as I possibly can out of the city, because each of these only carry 400 megawatts. So whoops, once you use the 400 megawatts, that line can't carry anymore. That's all you can sell to the outside world until you get the availability to go to the more parts of the outside world. So that's the only other issue in early stages of the game where you don't have access to a bunch of map tiles. You can't go to the edges of the map. Like, you can't just, okay, let me just buy these 9 plots for $1.7 million. So you are limited in that factor at the beginning of the game, which is unfortunate. But you can hook up to um, this and sell 400 megawatts, which if you can get a single solar power plant, actually if you get two of them, you'll be golden. Um, Two of them, that'll start to make you money if that's your only source of power, and maybe an incinerator that's actually functioning properly. Okay, so these guys again do pretty good. But let's get talking about the coal power plants.